Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Okay, let's start with the Eastern Conference because we are so good at picking the Eastern Conference. So we'll start with the Pacers and the New York Knicks. Let's start with the Pacers side of it. So, Chris, what do you think the Pacers need to do in order to win this series?
Well, I think Turner is going to be a good matchup for Towns because he can follow him out to the perimeter and match him. I just really do like this matchup for the Pacers because they have defensive guys. You can put Halliburton on like Anobi or someone like that. You can have Nemhart and Naismith. They can switch easily with Brunson. Um, as far as what to do, I'm not so sure, but I do think this is a good matchup defensively for them.
Yeah, I just wrote down Pacers need to just constantly try to wear the Knicks out.
Yeah,
I think that's sort of like my big takeaway of the Pacers this year. Is like they just run,
yeah,
and then their ball movement, it's so good. I used this phrase before, but it's like Spurs light or whatever.
yeah,
And I think like with the Knicks relying on seven guys,
hmm
and if you in this series is longer and it's going to be like every other night, you're going to wear them down. And I think just keep running, keep pushing, and the thing for the Knicks is it's going to scramble their defense a little bit. So
yeah,
can they handle that? So, now they got a number of good defenders, so that could be okay. But like when is on the floor,
hmm
is he going to be able to keep up and run with them? And then if you can't play him, now all of a sudden you're
yeah,
down to six guys. So I just think keep running, wear the Knicks out, and I think if you do that and the series goes five, 6, 7 games,
hmm
the Knicks are going to tire out. I think that's really the key for them to win this
yeah.
series.
Maybe it could be a big Siakam series because he's kind of a bit of a. I mean, the Knicks do have, I think, more defensive mismatches. Because you're probably going to have Towns and Turner matched up, and then uh, who's taking Siakam? Like there could be, and then if you switch it Siakam on Towns onto Siakam, like Siakam's going to the rim. I think so. That could be good. Maybe look for the Siakam mismatches and get him. He was, he's been good all playoffs, but I think he was like kind of going more with the flow. They didn't like really try to feed him, I think, in the last series. So maybe try to get him going a little more.
Agreed. And I would attack Brunson as much as I can.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So like, if he's gonna guard Nimhard, just like Nimhard's big, like just post him up, wear him out. If just every now and then, just keep him working is I guess the point.
yeah.
Next, what do you think they need to do in order to win this series?
Kind of just roll off what we just said. Probably try to hide Towns and Brunson on defense as much as possible because those are the two weak spots, and I think the Pacers with their offense are going to attack them. So that's Thibodeau's. I think strategy is gonna. What are we gonna do on switches or mismatches and try to minimize those as much as possible.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, but I also think they need to get their defense to the half court line as
Yeah.
quickly as possible.
Uh-huh.
Like, so part of like when me and Clint were talking about the Cavs series that where the Pacers just kind of like outrun the Cavs is they would score, Pacers would quickly inbound the ball and already be at half court with like 22 seconds, 20 seconds on the shot
Yeah.
clock, so they couldn't press or anything. And it kind of it it messed up their half court defense too. So if you're the Knicks, after you shoot, after you get a bucket, get down
Yeah.
court and get in your half court setting. It won't be, um, it still will be a little tough to guard it's still a bit tougher to guard the Pacers,
Mhm.
but it won't be as tough as if they're keep constantly running and you're not getting back in time. So I think getting into your half court defense is going to be a key for them to win this game,
Yeah.
win this series.
What was it gonna say? What's the old saying? I'm gonna screw it up. I can't remember, but I forget. They say, is it easier to slow a team down or speed a team up?
They say that the slowing down in the playoffs is part. They say the game slows down in the playoffs, so I think it's slow. It's easier to slow them down.
Yeah. So that would be then, if we're following that logic, then the matchup would be that's a Knicks favor because they like to play half court offense and play a little slower. So they're going to try to take the arrow of the ball and limit. That's obvious. They're going to try to limit their fast breaks, but that theory, I guess, favors the Knicks a little bit. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. See, I thought it was going to work for the Cavs.
Yeah.
Didn't work for the Cavs.
No.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. X Factor.
Kenny Atkinson, Coach of the Year, couldn't figure that out.
Did you hear my rant on that or no?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Anyways, we can get back to
digressed a little bit. Okay, X Factor for you.
X Factor. I liked yours, Mitchell Robinson. Maybe Anunoby. Like maybe he just was putting all his effort into defense against the Celtics, but he was scoring like 5 points a game, or he was shooting like 1 for 6 pretty much every game. So maybe because he had a good first round against the Pistons, like he could be an X factor. If you're going to get into maybe a little more shootouts with the Pacers, they could use him to get 10 extra points a game.
Yeah, I like those. I put the depth of the Pacers, whether it shows up or not. I think if it shows up, like Topping and McConnell and Mathurin, if those guys show up and they play real well, I think the Pacers are going to win this series. If they don't, and like the Pacers have to, shorten their lineup, I think they lose an advantage, and I think the Knicks could win this series. So
yeah. I think maybe, not to get like anti-NBA or conspiratorial by any means, but just hopefully, especially with Brunson, the way he plays, like I hope we just have a fairly officiated series that's not Brunson shooting like 12 free throws a game, because, it's New York could go to the finals for the first time in 30 years, and like let's just make sure that happens.
Yeah, no, agreed. Agreed. I have to say, like, the officials got better after like game 3 or 4 of the Pistons series. They seem to not call, and it seems also like Brunson isn't like foul baiting as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. Okay. Picking the series, what do you got?
I think partially what you talked about, because I kind of like the matchup for the Pacers, but also because it would be extremely New York Knicks to be riding this huge wave and not make it to the finals. So I'm going to say Pacers in 7.
Okay. So Clint, just so you got pick Knicks in 7. I'm actually going to go Pacers in 6. So that's what I wrote down. Yeah. So I'm going to go Pacers in 6. If it goes 7, I think it would be at Madison Square Garden, right? Yeah. So if it goes 7, I think I'd pick the Knicks, but I'm going to go Pacers in 6. So
yeah.
Okay. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.